Let's see, now I am going to do more on this. And perhaps I'll start out down here close to me with the dioxazine violet. It might be sort of time to switch to a little smaller brush, but I have this one handy, so I'll go ahead and use it. Trying to line up because I don't see a pencil mark at all. So this is looking a lot darker than this. We'll see how it dries. And then sort of adjust to make the steps equal, intervals equal. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. By let's I mean I will now do some more on the ultramarine. I think what I'm gonna do on this one, because I know it's pretty sure. Last time I just made this one all that a little bit darker, but it was still kind of wet, so it was, and a little bit buckly, so it was hard to control how dark this one was getting. So I'm going to just make this whole thing a touch darker. And set myself up for what I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make darker there and darker still there. So yeah, and this is why you do this, to sort of figure out how big of intervals, what are my options. Let's see, I'm going to go over here to my phthalo blue now. There are lots of phthalo blues out there. This version is often called phthalo blue green shade. But this Grumbacher one is working for me. Just trying to get that good and soaked, good and loaded. The layering approach also lets you sort of build up just a greater amount of pigment soaked into the paper, but still sort of flowing around. So still spreading out evenly, as opposed to putting on a more concentrated thick layer that, yes, has a lot of pigment, but is not going to sort of flow around in a watery way. Sort of looking at this right here, kind of wondering if I could. I'm going to grab a small brush and load it with dioxazine purple. This shape is still plenty wet to sort of adjust things. Try to clean up that line a little bit. That edge. So yeah, this one is highly likely to need to go darker, as well as that one. Let's see, where was I on this guy? I feel like maybe I just did the whole shebang. Oh, that's right. And oh yeah, that's right. Most of it was off camera. But it was very exciting what happened. Some of it is on camera, and it's similar things were happening up here as was happening down here. But let's see if I can scoot it down here. At this point, I'm just going to do these three. One thing that I can hear coming through the YouTube viewers' brains is, what about this whole dark outliney thing that these watery layers can have an effect of making? And there are ways to minimize that mostly have to do with just making sure that that any sort of extra pooling water you make sure to remove. But I've always found it kind of attractive, so I say that in a lot of my videos. It's actually a good thing for me, but I know that that's not true for everybody. And there's ways of, after the fact, sort of toning that down. So that's that, and hopefully that was in camera, in frame. And a good example of this color right here for the phthalo blue. If I let that stay there, it would probably get darker, but also leave a darker edge. So I'll just soak some of that up. I'll soak that up. The cobalt teal, the curious case of the cobalt teal. I'm going to try to just beef up that cobalt teal overall. Here, I'll put you over there. Maybe bring you here. And part of what's tricky is it doesn't go as dark as these other colors, but I think it will sort of overall go darker than I have it here. So I'm sort of trying to think of where I should start. It's an interesting call, but I'm gonna start by making these two a little bit darker. And then I think I'm gonna be able to get even one more out of there. I'm gonna adjust this one to be ever so little darker, so very pretty watery. Yeah, I hope that's not I know I've been looking back at some of these videos, and the lighting has been set up to where basically can't tell what color it is. It's big light reflection. And I know I'm going to want that darker as well, but only a little bit darker. And because both of these edges are wet, I'm going to wait till they dry. And I didn't want to do all three of those. I suppose I could have done that, but it was kind of nice to know just like how dark am I going to be able to get. So that's that for now. More drying and waiting, although it's kind of coming together. It's kind of fun. Alrighty.